If I did like silly names for these shows, this would be fairy dust. Um, Goodness gracious. Um, I lost it. Where'd it go? Welcome back to Mariner Mondays. I'm very red, as you will all
Yeah,
see now. Look
that's
at
not
that.
Charles. That's lobster. Rock
Charred.
lobster.
Instead of Charl, I'm charred.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Brittany, as I try to remember to point the right way. Yes, Brittany. Myself, I think Jake is sneaky, not awake yet. So he could join during the course of this episode. It's July 14th. The Derby is tonight, which
Let's go.
totally threw me off because we still have the second round of the draft, which no, the fourth through the 20th rounds of the draft, which starts in half an hour.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that. Um, Seattle Mariners Baseball Club, Brittany. Do they know? I could just end the sentence there.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Period. Just Mariners.
After that sweep, they love to do, I guess, the we're gonna really frustrate everybody in one series act, and then the next one we're either gonna win the series. Because I mean, the last homestand was lose to the Royals, sweep the Pirates, and now it's sweep get swept by the Yankees, and then sweep the Tigers. The Yankees series just like the ultimate. I'm gonna hit you over the head with a club, and you're gonna have to deal with it. Um, I mean, through four innings, it was scoreless. The Yankees started to really pile on in the sixth inning, 5 run sixth. This was the rain delay game. Logan Gilbert was pitching really well before the delay.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, you go off for what I think it was like 30 minutes. Um,
It's a
and
little
he
bit
came back
longer than
out.
that, but it was enough to like put him in an awkward position where he could go back out there, but he had sat
Yeah.
for a minute.
And who? Oh, this was Will Warren. Yeah, Will Warren. Um, and Logan, they got just the one run in the fifth inning after they came back from the delay, but a single, a walk, and a single led to the one run that the Yankees got. So you could kind of start to see he had been so sharp before, and then he started to just kind of lose it, which is unfortunate. And then things fell apart. The Mariners got a 3 run eighth inning, if that means anything to you. I mean, you know, Cal hit Homer 36. And then there was the great, oh, he looks like he just won. Like, shut the fuck up. The Yankees fans are insufferable, and people
They're
wonder
so
why they hate them.
insufferable. Oh my
Well,
God.
and then the Brian Wu comments, I was like, someone should
Yeah.
hit you over the head.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, yeah, the next game they lost 6-9. Not so nice.
Not so nice.
Uh, who was in this? Oh, poor Logan Evans. I felt bad for Logan Evans. Um, they're doing the thing with Logan Evans where they've decided he's not good because he did not pitch well against the Yankees, and I'm like, I hope you choke on a brick. Three
There's
run.
always, I feel like most pitchers have a one clunker in Yankee Stadium, like at least one in their rookie year.
No, I mean with that stadium, and it's not a bad lineup per se. It's not great.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean there are good hitters in this lineup for New York, so it's like I don't know.
Good
I'm
hitters in a short porch, man. If you're not a
yes,
strikeout pitcher,
yes, yeah, yeah, exactly. So 3 run first inning, things were kind of tough from there. I mean, the Mariners were a little more competitive in this one. Um, didn't end up mattering, and even after Logan Evans's day was done, after 4 2/3, Carlos Vargas kind of left a big steamer. So not great, not great. They lose that. Ryan Wu in the series finale carried a no hitter into the eighth inning, and then the Mariners did the I think of the Squidward and SpongeBob where he's got the fork in his neck and he's like "Bleh, bleh." They choked. You could do the Reggie Miller, but that's what I think of. Um, and then it just all kind of went downhill from there. That game went into extra innings. Um, oh, this was the Andres Munoz tipping pitches game. Um, just the ultimate frustration. Jorge Polanco remembered how to play baseball apparently. Um, 3 RBIs in this one. Dom Canzone, 3 hits in this one. Question mark. But yeah, just remarkably frustrating series. Um, Dom Canzone's hitting 360 over the last 15 games. Hmm. Uh, which led a lot of people to basically put the headstone on the season. It's been like, we're done. It's over. Especially the prospects of going into Comerica Park against the team with the best record in baseball. But Brittany, this team is not normal. They don't make sense. They don't care for what you think, and they promptly proceeded to sweep aside the Detroit Tigers and put up 35 runs against Tarek Skubal and friends and said, fuck you, Tarek Skubal. We hate you this year. We're 2-0 against you this year. We don't care. Um, which is so stupid. 12-3 in the first one, 15-7. Seahawks beat the Tigers, score the 2-point convert, the Lions. Sorry. They're both
Lions.
cats. They're both cats. Um, Cal Raleigh got within 1 homer of Bonds' record for the most homers before the All-Star break, but he sets the American League record for the most homers before the All-Star break, which is nice. Um, just I don't understand, Brittany. I do not understand. Like going through this first game, we had Donovan Solano triple early in the game to
Oh
score the
my
first run.
gosh.
Like they've seemingly broken the curse of the Northwest Greens. JP, oh yeah, Julio decided to wake up. He homered in all 3 games. Um, Cal had 3 homers in the series, all of them the first 2 games, right? Because he had the solo shot in the 8th inning of the first game, and then he hit the grand slam in the 9th inning to truly say "fuck you" and make this a 12 to, because this was game was like pretty decently tight going into that final inning.
And then the final, yeah, the ninth, and then they
They
broke it
dropped a
open.
7-run ninth. Why? What? Um, they're so stupid. They're truly so stupid. Um, yeah, the 15-7 one really just slapped them all in the face. Randy homers, Julio homers. Luke Raley homered, which is nice to see. Good for Luke. It's good when he's hitting the baseball.
Yeah.
Um, though his improvement should not mean that they do not go out and get anybody. Um, yeah, and then the final one, 8-4. I was busy with AUSL softball yesterday. I did not know that Cole Young homered.
Oh, he did not just homer either. Like he hit a nuke. That was no cheap home run he hit.
Cole
Now, granted, I
Young.
think it was like on a hanging slider or changeup, but
You got to punish those.
absolutely, whoo, he smoked it.
Cole Young, Brittany, I don't know.
I don't
I
think he's
don't
going back to
know.
Tacoma. I think he's here to stay.
282 over his last 30. Hello, Cole Young. How are you
Yeah.
doing?
He's
Hmm.
getting
He's
comfy
got to
and he's
walk
made
more.
some adjustments. You know, pitchers made adjustments to him and he's
Yep.
made adjustments back. It's been really good to see.
Hmm. But yeah, they look good. They beat up on poor Jack Flaherty. They say, "We hate you, Jack Flaherty. Fuck you."
Yeah.
Logan has a nice outing, nice bounce back. The 2 runs against were not earned. 9 punchies. Nice, very good. Okay. Before we kind of look at the little chunks of news, the past week in Mariners baseball. What is
It just speaks to like how high the ceiling for this team can be and how low the floor can be, which has really been the tale of this season. Like the the ceiling is great. Like when they play like that and they're hitting the ball and they pitch well and their bullpen, their 2 best bullpen arms, don't hand it over. They're they're a really good baseball team. And then that floor is really low. It's really low. So, yeah, honestly, when I look back on the 2025 season, I will probably look at this stretch of baseball as a microcosm of the 2025 Mariners. The getting swept by the Yankees, losing game 3 in just deplorable fashion, in possibly Is that the worst loss?
Ooh, with the way that it all played out,
That's the worst loss
I'd
I can
say
remember in
it's
years.
got to be up there.
In years.
It's got to
And
be.
then bouncing back and sweeping the Tigers and just hitting the crap out of the ball. That is 2025 Mariners baseball.
They're so stupid. They're so stupid. Um, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't, again, because I'm largely the optimist. I didn't think the season was over, but it was a real punch in the throat.
It
That's
was
for
a real
sure.
test. It was a real test, like there are stretches like
Yes.
that can win and lose you a season if you don't turn it
Those,
around. And it
yes.
very much looked like Rutro. They could
Mhm.
be in trouble if they go into Comerica and they get swept and they're on a 6-game losing streak. That could be
Espe-
an issue.
Because the fucking Astros have been losing too. They're 4-6 over the like what was it? One of the days during that road trip was the first day since like May that they had beaten the Astros. No, that they had won on the same day the Astros had lost.
Astros, yeah.
So, it's just and obviously we all know we've talked about it, we know about it, but like the fact that this is a weaker division than last year and you're still having problems.
The American League as a whole is like it's it's pretty lame.
The American League as a whole, fart noise.
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
Like
I mean,
Houston was swept by the Guardians, and you didn't take advantage of that. And they
nope.
lost the series to the Rangers, which is nice. The Rangers learned how to play baseball.
Yeah,
And
it
they
was a
probably should
fun
have been
series to
swept
watch.
too, because that Saturday game was the Higashioka homer in the ninth, wasn't it? So it was like they went into extras, and they
My
should have
God.
won that. I was sitting there and I looked up at my screen and I saw 5-4. I was like, what the fuck? What did the Rangers do?
Piggy
Anyway,
bomb.
um, yeah. So you go into the wild card break? No, the All-Star
No.
break in the last wild card spot. Um, oh, the Yankees are in the wild card spot. That's right. I forgot the Blue Jays also decided to learn how to play baseball.
Yeah, I have no
Um,
explanation for that whatsoever.
the problem is the Rays are right behind you, a game and a half behind. So, I mean, this was interesting. I don't know if we'll have time for it. I'll keep us chugging along. But um, if Ryan Divish is on something, I watch it. But Divish and they Puck got the Times writers to do a little show, right? I think at one of the Yankees games. No, after this first one. And Tim Booth said the wild card is wide open. You need to do what you can to take one of those spots. Doesn't think that the Astros are going to be. You're not going to catch them.
No.
And Jude was kind of against it, against like going in for the wild card spot. And I was like, interesting. Because he referenced at the time that five or six of the American League teams were within striking distance of that last wild card spot. And I was like, sure, but I don't know. I'm still fine going with it. If it means getting to the fucking playoffs, who cares? Like, get into the goddamn playoffs. Um,
Well, if the season ended today, do you know where they would go to for they
would Cal Raleigh be allowed in?
they'd go to Toronto. And then if they won that series, which I have a feeling they could, do you know what would happen next? They would play Houston.
Oh my God, no! I do not need a repeat of the
Now,
2022 postseason.
luckily, the season does not end today, but
If things
it
track this way,
yeah, yeah. So it is interesting. They need to raise the floor of this team, and they need to
yep.
do that at the trade deadline. And if they can legitimately do that, we just saw kind of what their ceiling is. And if Julio keeps this going, the July fairy dust has been sprinkled on Julio, um, which is, to be clear, a joke. He has put in the work. You can see his hands have gotten way quicker through the zone. Those inside pitches that he was getting jammed on, he is now getting fully around on and pulling in the air. Those short line drives. Ground balls have turned into line drives, and the line drives are now fly balls and nukes that he's pulling in the air and going oppo taco too. So that is what you need. You need that, right? If you have Julio doing that in the two hole, and then you have Cal, and then you have Randy behind Cal, who's been on an absolute freaking absurd heater, that's that's good. And then add a, I don't know, Gino Suarez to the mix, a Naylor to the mix. Not Bo
Uh,
Naylor, sorry, Josh
Well,
Naylor.
yeah. So wait, who did you call Naylor?
I almost referred to Bo Naylor. That's not.
Oh, I thought I
That's
heard Gino
not.
Naylor. I was like, you've combined the
No,
two. We're
no,
gonna.
no, just Gino.
I
Um,
think adding Gino because like seeing the dual package, I don't know how much Arizona would want to part with both of them. I don't know. It depends on what Arizona wants to do. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I'm as much as I have been a believer of Ben Williamson and his adjustments at the plate. Um, you just need better. You just at
You
the
need
plate.
major league talent now that's going to produce. And I
Yeah.
think Ben will be that at some point. He's not there yet. Can
Yeah.
he
This season,
come in and be maybe your last guy off the bench in a defensive replacement late in a game? Yeah, 100%. That defense is fantastic. And quick reminder that defensive metrics are notoriously finicky. And so for everyone that was looking at his outs above average after a month in the big leagues, like that's why those things are so finicky. You have to give defensive metrics a lot of time to play out accurately. Um, so we're seeing those catch up now to what he's capable of. I think he is a very good last guy off the bench. I think he can also go back to Tacoma and work on some things and probably come back up later in the season or next year and really contribute. But you need, if you are going to do this, if you are going to go into Toronto and then head down to Houston in a playoff series, you need big league talent.
yeah, I wanted to let him ride it out a bit, and he's rid it out a bit, and he's been pretty fine.
The plate approach has gotten much better. He's swinging at crap less and chasing less and squaring up the ball. We've seen a couple doubles, which is what he's notorious for, right? Is hitting the ball in the gap and hitting doubles. He's never going to be a power hitter. We knew that. That is his profile. He's never going to be a power hitter. It's just not who he is. So anyone expecting home runs and a high slugging, it's not going to
Foolish.
happen. It's a little more Ty France, honestly.
Nah. If Ben Williamson can pull out 5 hit games, then we're fine.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think you said it right. You got to raise the ceiling. You got to raise the floor. Sorry, for this
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
And that requires a corner infielder. I am less intrigued to say about a right fielder. Ken Zone seems to be awake, but I don't know. I mean, it depends on who's available, right? And I
Dom
mean, with
is
this league, you never
funny.
know who's available.
So, first of all, he has not, is this correct? Hold on. Hold on. From July, oh yeah, in the month of July, in July 1st, wow, he has not drawn a walk. So that's hilarious. But he is slashing 406,
Not drawn a lot.
406, 594 for 188 WRC plus. Now that is in 32 plate appearances, small sample size, but um man, he's been kind of fun.
I don't know if I want to rely on it, right? Like,
No.
so again, we'll have to see what's available. I mean, it's not like anyone is for certain out there yet. We're not in
I
that
think your
point.
priorities need to go corner infielder,
Yeah.
high leverage relief arm, and
And then if an
then
outfielder is available,
corner outfield. Yeah. And that is assuming you believe Logan is healthy for the rest of the season and Kirby is going to stay healthy for the rest of the season and that Logan Evans can stick and stay at the big leagues. Because honestly, you could also really probably use in addition to the rotation. Heaney, go get Heen dog.
I
I
was
bet they
waiting
just
for
give him
you to
away
say
for a
that.
box of Cracker Jacks.
Well, they picked a Cracker Jacks with the first overall pick. So wait, who am I thinking? Wait,
You
is
think
he?
Heaney's on the Pirates,
Fuck.
which
Was
the
he
Pirates and
previously on the
Nationals,
Nats? No, he wasn't. Why did I imagine him on the Nats? Weird.
no.
Yeah, weird. Okay. My imagination's going. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck are the Pirates? Like, So anyway, we'll keep rolling. We talked, I do remember last episode talking about the All-Stars because we kept trying to get through them. And Jake was like, "Who else is an All-Star, Charles?" Um, so Julio backed out, which I think makes sense. As soon as I found out about it, I was like, "Yeah, that checks out." Um, he talked about getting ready for the second half of the season. Good. Everyone's like, "Oh, does he know he's bad?" But I'm like, yes, he knows. Like of course he does. You
Of
know,
all the conversation of he doesn't really deserve it, he is probably the first person to raise his hand and be like, I don't feel like I have earned that acknowledgement. Ball players are way harder on themselves than we are on them as fans. And he takes the success of the Seattle Mariners extremely personally. I don't know if anyone saw that documentary that came out last All-Star break on him.
mm.
Um, did ESPN do it? It was like an hour and a half on him. And listening to him speak
Oh
about
yes.
how important it is to bring a championship to Seattle, like personally, how important that is to him. Um, and I almost really felt bad for him because you can see the weight that he's carrying on his shoulders. And I think he's still learning how to deal with that weight. Now, you would think Cal having the season that Cal has been having lifts that weight for him a little bit, and maybe he's finally starting to get there and figure out how to deal with that pressure. But he will be, I bet, the first one to say, "I don't feel like I really deserved that nod," and my buddy over there in left field probably deserves it way more. Although that's a whole other weird thing because he kind of spoke as if he knew if he bowed out of it that Randy would get the nod, and that's not how that works unless I'm not understanding something. But it's fantastic that it worked out that way. That Randy got to take Julio's spot. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. No, that was like you said. I mean, just the weight. And we've all talked about it about I mean, there are other like the times guys have talked about the weight, you know, so it's not surprising. Um, but yeah, seeing the uptick Randy has had the last few months, obviously what Cal is doing, you just need guys around him. You need guys around him to lessen that. We've all been saying that. Crazy thought, right? But Randy, I mean, the year that he's been having, I think it's kind of been like, especially the July that he's been having, like how much he's heated up. I think it was, excuse me, the Royal Series when he started hitting all the home runs. Um,
He is
he's
slugging
hitting
766 in the month of July. Ooh, those are Cal numbers.
339 average over his last 15 games, 814 slug. Strikeouts are still there, but that's Randy.
Yeah.
Nine homers over his last 15 games. Subsequently 9 homers over his last 30 games. So yeah, he really started waking up as of late. I mean, there is a petition, not a petition, there is a movement on Twitter, Brittany, to extend Rosarena.
I've heard about that. How do you feel about that?
I'm for it.
Yeah.
For it. I mean, like I like I if you were asking me at the end of last season and we were like talking like premature, like, hey, do we think they should do it? I'd be unsure because I don't know if it wants to be here at that point in time, right?
Mhm.
Um, now and being in the post game interviews where he talks about when the fans are chanting for him, he wants to do better for them. He wants to be his best for them. Kate with Lookout Landing has asked a few great questions when we get Randy post game, and Randy has like given her the seal of approval because of it, and like gave her a nice pat on the arm after one of them, and now every time he sees her, he gives her a nice pat on the arm for it.
Nice, nice.
Um, I wants to be here. You then because I mean, do you have a legitimate left field prospect or outfield prospect that'll be ready in the next few years?
Not
No one
unless
tell me
Laz keeps doing weird, crazy things, and I don't think
he's
that's
played
gonna
in right
happen.
though, right? We'll see. If he's hitting homers out to the chop house,
I don't think Laz has, and again, God, he's still a kid. Like I talking about Laz Montez as if he is going to be on the big league roster in a month is like crazy, but I find myself doing it just because he's built like a big leaguer already. Like you look at him, you're just like, how are you not in the big leagues yet?
how
But I don't
old
know
are
that
you?
he has like the arm and range for right field. I think, I mean, we
Yeah,
call him
people
Baby Jordan, right? I have a feeling if he's not just a solid DH, he'll end up spending most of his time in left field. Um, Although people said that about Julio too. So,
will never forget that discourse, and that discourse had kind of continued up until like
mhm,
last season. I
yeah,
was like, "Are you guys fucking stupid?" Yeah. My anyway to go back to Randy. Randy wants to stay here. If he will go to the table with you to talk, I'm keeping him here. Keep a fellow countryman, not specifically, of course, but you keep a guy that Julio likes to his right in the outfield.
yeah.
You keep a guy who I mean, if you want to look at it from this perspective, that'll piss people off. You have a marketable guy. You have a very marketable guy.
Oh yeah,
I'm doing it. And fuck, you even get him to the postseason. We haven't seen fucking playoff Randy yet here, of course. So
yeah.
yes, I'm for it. Um, okay. Okay. I think in the time we've got, I imagine was still normal where we're at. Okay. I think we'll look at the draft picks. What the fuck?
What happened?
So
I don't know, man. I am not full disclaimer. I dabble in the draft, but there are people that really dedicate so much of their time and energy into researching draft picks and watching college baseball and high school prospects. And I am not one of those people, but I dabble enough to know Kate Anderson was not falling to the Mariners at the third pick. And then I mean, Angel's gonna Angel.
I had um another one of the guys at KJR with the radio texted me after the pick. He goes, "How in the world did the Angels let this guy fall?" And I literally thought that. I said the Angels are run like a trash heap. Um, because in it, even funny listening to some folks around the league the other day, because I'm trying to get ready for the deadline, and they're like, the Angels are probably gonna buy. I'm like, why? What are we, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Kate Anderson, I mean, lefty out of LSU. These LSU pitchers turn out to be pretty good typically. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I think the biggest thing though, Brittany, was we talked about this off camera. Scott Hunter talked to media um after the four picks they made on day one because they had the first round, the comp pick, the second round, and the third round. Um, and he said that Anderson's not going to pick up a baseball this year, so he's not going to pitch in an affiliate. So you first time you'll see him is probably going to be spring training, which is fine because as Hunter said, I think it's maybe not listing the College World Series innings on his like baseball reference and stuff because his baseball reference has 119 innings, but
Mhm.
Hunter's like, oh, he pitched 130 innings this year. He had Tommy John in 22. Um, and he pitched high leverage innings what a few weeks ago in the College World Series. Like, I'm gonna leave him alone.
Yeah,
Like,
he like quadrupled his innings from one
Oh
year to the
Jesus, that's
next.
not great.
It's
Yeah,
really
so
not.
this is 100% the right move. I don't
It is.
understand what oh my God, he did. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
He needs to rest. This is 100% the right call to tell him to sit his butt down and don't pick up a baseball, stay in shape, do a lot of leg work, keep it
Oh yeah,
easy on the arm.
that was the thing is I because I quoted Hunter directly when he said that, and someone was like, "What's he gonna do then?" And I was like, "I'm sure he's not going to just not pick a baseball up." Like
Don't throw it.
someone
No
someone
throwing of
commented,
baseballs.
don't touch that." Someone commented he'll pick up a football, and I was like, "No." Um, but that was the thing is people were frustrated because like I get that he's a college arm, he's looked at as one of the most pro-ready prospects out of this draft, right? And Hunter even said it, and I posted the full clip. I have it on the little camera here. I posted the full clip. He says like that he could potentially help the team at the big league level as soon as next season because of how quickly he works throughout. Like he talked about his efficiency and how much he can be a high riser. Can you imagine getting that guy and that stuff like for a late run? Oh, funny, right? Like think about that. You've got some of your horses down next year. Kate Anderson says, I'm ready. And he's a fucking lefty. When was the last time they had a lefty
God,
prospect?
it's so fun to have a lefty. It's so fun to have a lefty. Oh man. Although I feel like he needs a better name if he's gonna be a lefty. Kate Anderson is such a right-handed pitcher name.
Is
Like,
it?
yeah, come on. I mean, the fact that he spells it with a K maybe ups the leftiness of his name a little bit. But like, I don't know, what's his middle name? Maybe that'll
Um,
save it.
William.
William. Oh my God, it's such a right-handed pitcher name. So I don't know. We'll have to get him a ridiculous nickname or
So
something.
when he like comes to sign officially next week, next homestand, you want me to be like, hey, why do you have a right-hander's name? He'll be like, what?
Yeah. Yeah,
Hello?
for real. He does not
Um,
have a lefty pitcher name.
Fascinating. Um, so excuse me. Um, comp pick was Luke Stevenson, was a catcher out of North Carolina. Um, had some thump. His pure hitting numbers were down. But Hunter seemed confident that they can get him back to the hitter that he was in his freshman season. They love the arm. They love the way he's. Did you see the tweets, the quotes that he had talking to the media?
But peanut
He
butter and jelly?
no.
Oh,
He said, I want to be a servant to my pitching staff. He said, I will eat a pitch to the chin, and if it means like to the chin, to the throat. If it
yeah.
he is like old school catcher.
Oh, yeah. That is
Who does
catcher
that sound like?
mentality. Sounds like Caleb John Raleigh.
I'm not saying it. But so yeah, I don't know. The hit tool wasn't like last season wasn't great. He's only a sophomore though. He was a finalist for the Buster Posey Award. Um, I don't know. They seem confident, but he was a good talker. Like he was a good talker. Um, he was talking about being fired up. I was like, listen to this guy talk. Like, kind of fires me up. I don't know. And then the second round they got Luke Becker, who they paid a little bit over slot for. I think because they paid a little under slot for Anderson.
Which
Per
is insane, by the way.
I don't understand how that happened. I was very shocked. I think they paid pretty close to just normal for Stevenson, but Becker, I think they paid a little bit over slot for, and then so people were surprised when they picked Griffin Hughes with the third round pick. I don't know. I kind of like looking into Hugis's stuff with our drafts because which I'll have to get in here in a little bit, but I don't know, Brittany. I kind of like the Hughes guy.
Yeah.
He's he's intriguing me.
Yeah.
Um, I guess to end it, any thoughts on the other picks outside of Anderson? Because naturally, some folks you could go in the direction of the catcher. because naturally some folks see Stevenson and are like, Harry Ford question mark. Um, but if I'm just looking at it generally, you don't have to take it that way if you don't want to. Um, I'm happy with that first day. Pretty happy with
Yeah.
getting Anderson. Becker could be good. They really like him and his athletic ability because he's a big kid already. He's like 6'4", but he you ever seen someone and you know they can grow into the frame? That's
Oh,
him.
yeah.
So
I'm going to be really interested to see what they do in rounds 4 through 20. That will kind of like round out the draft for me and what it all looks like. But just being able to get Kate Anderson is enough to give that first part an A for me, honestly. And maybe that's over dramatic, but
uh I mean, I wouldn't disagree with you. Honestly, I was fully set on them getting like Seth Hernandez or something and being
and
like,
that
all
would have
right,
been a great pick for them. Seth Hernandez, to be super clear, is a really good piece. That would have been great. The fact that they even had the third pick
yes,
is a
the
win in and of itself.
moving 12 spots up in the draft lottery back in December, like even then, like it was quiet because it was the winter, and I think there was obviously the frustration about free agency at the time. But that was a big win for them. And until like what, a few days before the draft, they had the most money to
Yeah.
spend in the draft. Was
Yeah.
it what,
Till
Orioles?
Baltimore made a trade, right?
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and the Orioles kind of signaled what they're doing. The Orioles took a catcher high, by the way.
The catchers or the Orioles took an absolute haul in day one. Like I went back and looked through shout out Jordan Schusterman and his recap, and holy moly, I did not realize Orioles did good. They did good.
They do one thing well, they draft well, that's for sure. Did they get more white boys to supplement their white boy
Yes,
farm?
they did.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, that's about time for us on this one. There's more stuff, and I mean it is the break now.
Yeah.
I'm we'll figure it out, but I mean we've got the Derby tonight. We've got picks rounds 4 through 20 in the draft. I'm really interested to see if because Scott Hunter is a great interview. Um, he always says that the draft has a like person drafts have personalities. I'm interested
Mhm.
to see what that'll be like. We're supposed to hear from him later today. Um, yeah, the home run derby is tonight at 5. The All-Star game is tomorrow. Then they've got 2 days off before they start a series homestand, sorry, 3 games against Houston, 3 games against the Brewers. So I don't know, just because of the stuff that's happening with the draft, the Derby and the All-Star game, I might see if we've got time to do another one before Monday,
Yeah.
just because this is cool stuff.
If you
And I'm
haven't, for people that are wanting more Cal content before this evening's home run derby, Jeff Passan wrote an absolutely fantastic article on Cal. And I spent the morning reading it. It's probably a 10-minute read, and it is worth every single minute.
I gotta check that out. As I woke up, I was like, oh, Steph has decided to pay attention to Caliberto. Very nice.
Really
So
good.
go look at that. Yes. So we'll probably see you later this week. So we'll do a Mariner Mondays on like a Thursday or something.
Heck yeah.
Um, Mariner Thursday. Toro Thursday.
Time is a
It's not.
construct.
There's no
Don't
Jake.
tell Jake that.
Too late. So we see you next week, or yeah, sometime. For sure next week though. Take care of yourself. Be well. Do whatever you can to make today a great day.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, how about those M's?
Oh, I'm excited.
I know. Where are you going to watch all those away games, though?
Away games. Huh. I was thinking of coming here since, after all, Rough and Tumble is the home of Circling Seattle Sports.
I love that idea. Hope to see y'all here.